was a daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Elif. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham addressed a letter of congratulations to President of the French Republic, Emmanuel Macron. The letter states, "Dear Mr. President, I congratulate you on the occasion of your re-election as the President of the French Republic. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and France. The successful cooperation in the fields of economy, energy, including the exploitation of oil and gas fields, culture, education, and in a number of other areas of mutual interest are among the primary factors preconditioning our bilateral relations. I believe that through our joint efforts, we will continue this cooperation to the benefit of our peoples. We hope that the French Republic, which is currently holding the presidency of the Council of the European Union, will support the process of normalization of relations between Armenia and Azerbaijan, as well as drafting the peace agreement between the two countries on the basis of the 5 principles presented by us in order to ensure the lasting peace and stability in the South Caucasus. I extend my best regards to you and wish you success in your future activities. Sincerely, Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Baku, April 25, 2022. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received Minister of Finance of Israel, Avigdor Lieberman.
The sites emphasized that this year marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and Israel. They described the recent increase in the intensity and dynamics of reciprocal visits, as well as the operation of the Azerbaijani trade mission and the opening of the tourism center in Israel as positive factors. During the conversation, the sides discussed issues of expanding economic and trade relations, as well as energy cooperation.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received the special representative of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation for normalization of Azerbaijan-Armenia relations, Igor Khavayev.
The sides discussed issues of normalization of relations between Armenia and Azerbaijan, delimitation and demarcation of borders, and preparation of a peace agreement between the two countries on the basis of 5 principles presented by the Azerbaijani side. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that the composition of the Azerbaijani delegation to draft the peace agreement and the Azerbaijani National Commission for the delimitation and demarcation of borders between the two countries had been determined, adding that Azerbaijan was ready for talks with Armenia. The sides also exchanged views on other regional issues of mutual interest.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received a delegation led by Governor of the Astrakhan region of the Russian Federation, Igor Babushkin. The sides hailed the successful development of bilateral relations between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Russian Federation in various areas, pointing out Azerbaijan's long-standing fruitful cooperation with various subjects of the Russian Federation, including the Astrakhan region. During the conversation, they exchanged views on prospects for cooperation between Azerbaijan and the Astrakhan region in trade and economic, transport, transit, shipbuilding, and interport relations. The importance of the operation of Astrakhan Business Center in Baku and the Azerbaijan Business Center built in Astrakhan with the support of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation was underlined. The issues of humanitarian cooperation were pointed out, and important projects implemented by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation in the Astrakhan region were recalled with satisfaction at the meeting. They emphasized that the school named after Heydar Aliyev, which has been operating in Astrakhan for more than 10 years, contributed to the development of bilateral humanitarian relations. During the conversation, the sides expressed confidence that Igor Babushkin's visit would contribute to further expansion of bilateral cooperation. More than 400 representatives of the diaspora from 65 countries and guests participated in the 5th Congress of World Azerbaijanis, which was held in our cultural capital, Shusha. The anniversary event, which took place after the historic victory, became the Victory Congress.
The 5th Congress of World Azerbaijanis held last week in Shusha became the first Congress that brought together Azerbaijanis of the world after the liberation of our lands from occupation and the establishment of historical justice. Calling the event the Victory Congress and holding it in our capital of culture and victory, Shusha, had a special symbolic meaning.
Bu qurultayın adı Zəfər Qurultayıdır.
Today we're holding a Congress of World Azerbaijanis in liberated Karabakh and liberated Shusha. The name of this Congress is Victory Congress, and this is natural because for the first time after the historic victory, Azerbaijanis from all over the world are gathering to hold a Congress. In general, the name of victory is very appropriate for our people. You have come here through Victory Road. The name of the Congress is Victory Congress. The Congress, which was attended by more than 400 representatives of the diaspora and guests from 65 countries, is significant in many aspects. First of all, it should be taken into account that despite the Karabakh conflict that remained in the past, the information war is still going on. The role of Azerbaijanis of the world in bringing Azerbaijani realities to the world community can play a decisive role. In this case, there is a need for an information wave, in particular in three directions. Firstly, Armenian vandalism and its obvious traces in Karabakh. Secondly, the large-scale restoration and reconstruction work launched by Azerbaijan. Thirdly, the investment climate, as well as informing the international community about the potential of Karabakh and East Zengizu. The Congress will be a powerful impetus for this information wave. Our compatriots being in contact with government, scientific, media, business, and other important circles in at least 65 countries will be able to bring this information to an even wider audience.
Xaricdə yaşayan Azərbaycanlılar böyük qüvvədir.
In other words, Azerbaijanis living abroad are a great force. Their activity is very important for our country. Their activity in communication of Azerbaijani realities and the protection of Azerbaijan's interests strengthen our state, of course.
Bizim dövlətimizi daha da gücləndirir.
It is no coincidence that the Congress continued its work with parallel sessions on the topics, tasks facing the Azerbaijani diaspora in the post-war period, action plan, roadmap, and contribution of the Azerbaijani diaspora to the restoration and reconstruction of Karabakh. In the modern world, where globalization is gaining wide scope, the preservation of national identity is a rather difficult issue. Such meetings, congresses, from this point of view, are of particular importance.
Əlbəttə çox istəyirik ki,
Of course, we want the second and third generation of Azerbaijanis to be attached to their culture. Of course, this is not an easy task. First of all, they must speak the Azerbaijani language. Of course, it is possible to keep the Azerbaijani language alive only in families, but it is not enough. Therefore, we are always ready to help open Azerbaijani schools and Sunday schools. In fact, we are already doing that. The Congress also contained political messages. President Ilham once again called for peace, recalling the Second Karabakh War and the steps taken after it, said that revanchism had no prospects and stressed that the development of the region depended only on dialogue and cooperation.
The 5th Congress of Azerbaijanis held in the cultural capital of Azerbaijan, Shusha, messages voiced in President Ilham Aliyev's speech at the event titled Victory Congress are in the spotlight of world media. Numerous materials published in foreign media emphasized historic significance of the Congress in Shusha, particularly publications of Anadolu Agency, TRT Avaz, Haber Global, TRT Haber, and other Turkish TV channels, Sabah, Hürriyet newspapers, and a number of other publications, Akşam.com, Sondakika.com, Cumhuriyet.com media organizations extensively covered the statements made in the deeply meaningful speech of President Ilham Aliyev at the Congress. Leading media outlets of Italy extensively covered the Victory Congress. Such publications as Aska News, Yahoo Notizie, Kilometer Zero, and Agenция Nova quote the extended speech of the President of Azerbaijan at the Congress. The Arab media dedicated pieces to the statements made in the speech of President Ilham Aliyev at the 5th Congress of World Azerbaijanis regarding the new situation in the region after the 44-day war and the peaceful policy of our victorious state. The Egyptian portal Cairo 24 and Asia El Yom Agency highlighted the main points of the head of state's speech. The important points of President Ilham Aliyev's speech at the Congress were widely covered by the United Arab Emirates newspaper Al Ittihad, the Kuwait newspaper Bobian, as well as the Lebanese portals I Am Lebanon, So Beirut, and Al Nasra. Excerpts from the speech of the President of Azerbaijan at the Congress are presented on the Georgian portals 24news.ge, Aktual.ge, and Interpress.ge in English, Russian, and Georgian. Articles published on popular Moldavian portals Tribuna, Noi, and TV8, referring to the speech of the head of state, note that the Minsk group has been particularly paralyzed since 2019. The group mandated to deal with this issue in 1992 has not achieved any results. Now, looking back at the history and actions of this group, its proposals, we can once again see that it was created not to solve the problem, but to perpetuate the occupation. The Romanian news portal News 24 Hours and Ultima Ora, Japanese portal AJ Media, as well as Caspian, Caucasus and Black Sea, TurkToday.info websites posted the full contents of President Ilham Aliyev's speech at the 5th Congress. On the CCBS.news portal, the following theses from the speech of President Ilham Aliyev were especially brought to the attention of readers. We waged war not only with the Armenians of the world, we waged war with the patrons of Armenia, and we won this war. Destruction of Armenian mythology. Shusha is a foreign city for Armenians. If Armenia does not recognize the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, then Azerbaijan will not recognize the territorial integrity of Armenia either. A telephone conversation took place between the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ceyhun Bayramov, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Armenia, Ararat Mirzoyan. The ministers had an exchange of views as a follow-up to the agreements reached at the level of the leaders of both states. The sides agreed on the parameters of participants in the Joint Border Commission. It was agreed to convene meetings of the Joint Border Commission as well as a working group on the preparation of a peace agreement in the near future. The sides also exchanged views and continuing of steps in the humanitarian sphere. Last week, 172 mines were found during the mining operations in the liberated areas. According to the Mine Action Agency, from April 18th to 23rd, 46 anti-personnel mines, 126 anti-tank mines, and 170 unexploded ordnance were found and neutralized during the mine clearing operations in Tartar, Ağdam, Füzuli, Shusha, Gubadlı, Jabrail, and Zengilan. As a result, 476 hectares have been cleared from mines and exploded ordnances. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.